All right, here we go. Let's get this known out front. Over spring break, there are going to be no videos. There's going to be nothing. I want you to wake up at noon, go to the bathroom, grab a bite to eat, and go back to sleep for 2 more hours. And then get up and, okay, do one thing around the house to appease your parents. And then you can't hang out with your friends. Well, that's all ruined. All right, so nothing over spring break. The intent today, I'm going to give you a couple practice problems. I want to go over the homework polka dots. I want to talk about the test. Now, I say talk about the test. There is no grading, there is no nothing. I know that. But what I'd like to do on Monday, give you the test. On Tuesday, grade it together, and you can get a score and see how you did. It's not a big thing. All right. When we get back, we may take a bonding test that counts for real. At least this way you know where you stand on it. Okay, so remember I said practice problems, go over homework, talk about the test, and the homework tonight will be Q is the man. Okay, not Qualheim, Q from James Bond. All right, so first thing, you need out your place to work, your pinky, and maybe your notes. Okay, so if you need to get all that, stop the video. But here we go, let's do a couple practice problems real fast. So I want to do the dots to S minus 2. And if you remember, minus 2 means he gained 2 electrons. So S has 6. Okay, remember I'm thinking about symmetry. And then since it says minus 2, see the 2 holes? Just fill them. Arrow in, minus 2. And I know Jeter's gonna go, well, I go this way, minus 1. Same thing, okay? All right, next example. I want you to do the dots for CO3 minus 2. So do the dots for CO3 minus 2. So shut the video down, boom, do it. Okay, here we go. Carbon always goes in the middle. O, O, O. Carbon has 4. Oxygen has 6. Okay, right here on top, you see a loner. Hey, I don't care which loner. There's one on the left, one on the right, one down below. I don't care. If you want to do it for symmetry, then let's put him with the one down below. So that puts a double bond right there. Gone, gone. Okay, and here you go. What about the loners on each side? It says minus 2, so put one there. Put one there. Arrow in, minus 2. Okay. Next one. Okay, this will be the last one of the dots. Do the dots for H3O positive 1. I can talk. Okay, do the dots, so stop the video, do it. All right, so I put O in the middle, and he has 6. Put an H there, he brings his one. Put an H there, he brings this one. And this H is trying to bring his, but darn it, there's already a pair there. So this H takes his dot and throws it away. Throws it away. Okay? Next, let's move on. So the next one I want you to do is I want you to try and do the shape for barium sulfide. So stop the video and figure out the shape for barium sulfide. Okay? All right, so let's say you did it. Ba is a plus 2. Sulfide is derived from S minus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 cancel, so you get Baz. All right, you're going, well, I don't know what shape that is. I don't even have to do the dots. There's no reason to do the dots. There's only 2 things, and I told you 2 things can only be in a line, so this would be linear. 2 things can only be in a line, linear. All right, let's do the shape again. This time, what's the shape of aluminum iodide? So stop, do it. Al is a +3. I is a -1. Ali3. Aluminum has 3 dots. I has 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same thing down here. I has 7. I has 7. Okay, so immediately, see that 3? Don't even stop. You know it's trigonal. It has to be trigonal. 3 is always trigonal. Now you're trying to decide in your mind, is it planar or is it pyramidal? Okay, planar or pyramidal. So now I look on the middle guy only, and I look right here at the top. Okay, shared pair on the side, shared pair on the bottom, shared pair. There is absolutely nothing there. So it's trigonal, planar. Okay. Next one. Magnesium chloride. So stop, figure out the shape of magnesium chloride. Mg is +2, Cl is a -1, Crissy crossy. So the minute I see there's 2 things attached, I know my 2 choices are linear or bent. I'm down to a 50-50 chance. Okay, 50-50 chance. So I start to do the dots for magnesium, and chlorine has 7. And I know you've already seen it. Shared pair, shared pair. So you look on the top and the bottom, and there's not a darn thing. There is nothing. Okay? That means it's linear. If there would have been pairs top and bottom, then it would have been bent. But the answer to this one is linear. Okay? Last one. Oxygen dichloride. Okay, oxygen dichloride. Stop and do it. Need the shape, need the shape. Okay. I left off a prefix, I did it on purpose. That's mono. So it's 1O, di means 2, 2 chlorines. So I put O in the middle and he has 6. Chlorine has 7. Okay, 2 things attached. I know my choices are linear or bent. See the lone pairs, top and bottom? That means he is definitely bent. Okay, he is definitely bent. All right, last things I want to do. Okay, I want to know the type of bond. Type of bond. So if I gave you NH3, I don't want its shape, I don't want anything. I want to know the type of bond. Is it ionic, covalent, polar covalent? Now I had somebody point out to me last time I did a video, I used a number that was different than on your pinky. Teacher's not always the smartest. I didn't bring home a pinky, so I have a book I'm pulling them out of, so they might be slightly different than yours. Cut me some slack, dude. Cut me some slack. All right, so all you do on this is you look him up, and N is about 3. H is about 2.1. I don't care there's 3 of them. It means nothing to me. When you subtract, you get 0.9. What's that, PC? If it's above 1.7, it's ionic. Between 1.7 and 0.1 PC, below 0 is C. Okay? So do PCl5 real quick. Stop, do it. I think P is 2.1. 3 again. 0.9 all over again. PC. SbF3. Okay, stop, do it. I think SB is 1.9. F is 4. 4 minus 1.9 is, what is it, 2.1? That guy's ionic. That guy's ionic. KCl. Now, a sharp chemist knows K is from the far left. Far left. Cl is from the far right. That is almost just given, guaranteed to be ionic, but I'll prove it. 0.8, 3 minus 0.8, what is that? 2.2, ionic. Last one, CS2. figure out shape. I think C is 2.5. I think S is 2. Oh, sneaky devils. You get a 0, it's covalent. Okay, it's covalent. All right, let's shift gears. If you did the homework, I don't know if you are, I'd highly recommend you're just kind of staying up on your chem a little bit. So polka dots, the answers were online. I'm not worried about that. So the top part, the first 7 were all just simple words. You can check those on your own. Number 8 was doing what we just did. Okay? So I look at number 9, you're supposed to do the dots. About the only one that I saw weird on the front was SO4, and you had to put 4, and then there was 2 open holes. We already did this one. I just did as an example. Okay? The ones I want to get down to are down below the polarity. I know the polarity drops, or on the back page, polarity drives you nuts. So I'm going to go to number 10. BR2. Okay? So first thing, I'm not even going to waste your time to do the dots. I know it's linear. 2 things are linear. Okay? Now, you remember polarity. Polarity, if it was symmetrical. If it was symmetrical, which is linear, trig-planar, and tetrahedral. I told you to say no immediately. Just no, it's not polar. And then that's a B student, so there, you got a B. Merry Christmas. And then the A student checks outside versus outside. Okay? So on this one, 2 things. It's definitely linear. Definitely linear. There's no reason to check outside versus outside. It's the same thing polling against the same thing. So polarity is flat out a no. Okay? On B, I'm cheating. I'm going to do the dot super fast. Okay? Again, it's linear. Okay? Linear. There's no lone pairs top and bottom. So immediately my gut says no. So now my head checks out versus out. Selenium versus selenium will cancel each other out. So it's definitely a no. Okay? HBr. Well, don't worry about that. Just look. H is 2.1. BR is 3. Is it 3? I think BR is 3. What is BR? 3, 2.8? Somewhere in there. 3, 2.8. Doesn't matter. Is there a difference? Heck, yes. I know you're going to go, well, it's linear. They're different things. They're different pole. So 2.8 and 2.1, there is a number left over. So this is polar. Big fat yes. I know you're going to say linear, but it's a yes. They're different. Okay? PCl3. All right, this time, I'm not even going to put the CLs. Okay, all I care about is the middle guy. See that? That means he has a lone pair, which means he's trigonal pyramidal. And if you remember, asymmetrical, which is bent, and trig pyramidal, I told you to say yes. Okay, you just say yes. And then, that's a B, so you got a B, just say yes, it's polar. And then you take out versus in. Okay? Being sloppy and lazy, but there's chlorines all the way around him. P, oh crap, I don't have it up. P is a different number than chlorine. They are definitely different numbers, which creates a pole. So your gut says yes because it's asymmetrical. Asymmetrical. Your head checks out versus in, and they're different. It is definitely a yes. Okay? Now the one I want to drop down to is G. I don't want to do all of these and waste your time. G is CH3Cl. So you got a carbon, Cl, 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 H. All right? So you're going to say, well, it's tetrahedral. So your gut says no. Then your head checks the outsides, and are they all the same all the way around? Okay, somebody's going, well, that cancels that. Good for you. That does not cancel those two. So this one's a freak. I know you want to say no, but he's a yes. Okay? And about the only other one I thought would give you trouble was C2H2. So remember carbon, chain them up. Woo woo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it says I have, oh, pardon me, C2H4. This is H. Okay, so I have 4 H's, so I'm going to be symmetrical. Bring his, bring his, bring his, bring his. Loner, loner. Okay, don't worry about the H's on the outside. Don't worry about that. They're just, most of the time you're going to see a chapter when we do organic, we don't even care about the H's on the outside. Okay, you look at the 2 C's, it's linear, and do you agree everything is the same around it? Everything is around the same, so no, it is not polar. No, no, no. Okay? So, I've done practice problems, I've gone over the homework. Let's talk about the test. So if you want to shift gears, you can pull out your notes. If you want, you don't have to. Okay? You don't have to. These are the things you should know. Okay, you need to know definitions. What is a bond? Okay? It's a strong, attractive force. Why bond? 2 reasons. Okay? 1, to lower the energy in the system. 2, to reach the octet rule. And remember the 2 freaks. Hydrogen and helium only want 2. Everybody else wants 8. Okay, and then how? How does an ionic bond, a polar covalent, and a covalent? Ionic is an electrostatic attraction, which means it's a give-take. Polar covalent is an unequal share. Big brother, little sister. Covalent is an equal share. Guys, remember, it's electrons we're sharing. Okay? What type of elements make an ionic? So you need to know the type of elements. Metal with a non-metal. Covalent, generally 2 of the same nonmetals, 2 of the same nonmetals, and the Brinkelhoffs. Polar covalent, 2 different nonmetals. What be the shape? Okay, what be the shape? So keep in mind, what be the shape? You do not get the chart on the test. Okay, now I know he'll just cheat. He'll never know. Good, I won't know. But I'm talking about when we get back and it's real. Okay, so the shapes. Linear, trigonal, planar, and tetrahedral. Linear meant 2 things attached to a central guy. Trigonal planar meant 3 things attached. Tetrahedral meant 4 things attached. They all had 0 lone pairs. Okay, so those are those 3 shapes. The other 2 shapes are bent and trigonal pyramidal. 2 things attached, 3 things attached, but here's the catch. Lone pairs. Lone pairs. Bent had 2 lone pairs. Trigonal pyramidal had 1 lone pair. Okay? Those are the shapes you need to know, and it's all based on lone pairs. Okay? All right? There'll be, so I'm telling you, there'll be 7 problems. What be the shape? There'll be 7 problems. Is it polar or not? Is it polar or not? Okay? These up here. Is it polar or not? These, you just flat out tell me no. These, just tell me yes. And if it's too hard, stop there. That's enough. For these up here, you check out versus out. Outside versus outside. If they're all the same thing, they'll cancel each other out, and it's not polar. If somebody throws a freak into the mix, you know, if it's all hydrogens around the outside, and then it's all of a sudden somebody takes a hydrogen out and puts a fluorine, then the no becomes a yes. Down here, it's out versus in. Okay, these are not symmetrical, so they don't cancel. So you have to make sure there's a different number between the outside and the inside. If the outside is like 3 and the inside is 3, there is no pole, okay? And your yes becomes a no. Your yes becomes a no, okay? There'll be 5 on the test. There'll be 5 what type of bond? Is it ionic, polar covalent, covalent? You'll use your pinky. You'll subtract. Above 1.7 ionic. Between 1.7 and 0.1 is PC, polar covalent, and 0 is covalent. There'll be 6 do the dots. There could be triple bonds, double bonds. It could be a positive. It could be a negative. Anything goes. Do the dots. You should be able to handle any dot under the sun. One secret special like I'm going to tell you. Yeah, dream on. How about learn some old stuff? And then I'm going to give you one problem where you have to think with dots. I'm not going to tell you, just have to think. I want you to think deep. So that's the test, okay? So the last thing I put in my notes, which, like typical Fetro, don't stress, oh, it's right here. My notes. So we're done. So I would like you to do the worksheet. Q is the man. Q is the man. Try that. On Monday, I'll post a video where we go over Q. I give you the test on Monday. I'd like you to do the test. On Tuesday, we'll grade it together. And then we're going to start a chapter called radioactivity. I know, we live in the hotbed. Okay? So Q is the man. That's what I'd like you to do tonight, tomorrow, whenever. I don't even know when you're watching this. All right. Peace out.